Hello everybody, my name is RagingRaptor and I welcome you to a new World of Tanks preview video from the 9.22 test server. And today we'll have a look at the Object 430U, the newest tier 10 medium tank, and well, Jesus. In my opinion, it's impressive. Like, my first thoughts on this vehicle after playing it a little bit and after having already gathered enough replays for the how to penetrate video on this tank, I have to say this tank is hefty. Like, it's super hefty. But in this video we are having a quick look at the stats compared with the 1-to-1 and then have a look at two gameplays. And the armor, well, we are going to have a look at it in the how to penetration video episode. Well then, what is so impressive about this vehicle? First of all, it's totally different compared to your standard Object 140, 62A and 907. The only similarity they all have is that they have strong turrets, except for the 907. The 907 turret is kind of trash. But they all have strong turrets. Just the 430U puts it up a notch, and what a notch. From, well, here we have 240 to 240 to 228 millimeters to 300 millimeters. Compared to the 1-to-1, which has 240 millimeters of turret frontal armor, that's nothing. The 430U simply outshines everything. Plus this 122 millimeter gun. It's basically the same as the IS-4 has, just with a better DPM. The DPM from all tier 10 medium tanks from Russia and the 1-to-1 are worse. Like, the DPM is worse by quite a bit, to 200 worse than the one on the 1-to-1 and 400 worse or even more than the ones on the T62A, 907 and 140. But certainly wargaming is making a difference. Like, you can feel that this is not the same tank anymore, or like a different. It's totally different. The accuracy on the move is pretty darn okayish in my opinion for having this crew, but no gun lane drive and optics. 400 meter base view range give you an impressive 458 millimeters of 58 meters of view range with with optics and vents and brothers in arms. The camouflage still is actually pretty decent for such a big vehicle or for such a highly armored vehicle, and the mobility could be better. But even though, it's still impressive what this tank can put onto the ground. And I have to say, with this tank I feel like a 113, but on steroids and as a medium tank. But yeah guys, let's move on to the first gameplay. And here we are on the first gameplay in a tier 10 only game on mines with quite a bunch of, well, heavy TDs and heavy tanks. And as you can see, we are carrying even 50 shells, which is also a super amount of shells. Like, it's awesome. So many shells. You can go 15, you can go without a problem 20, 20, 10. This is as good as it is. And now you can see we are already abusing its amazing armor. It does not have the best gun depression of 5 degrees. It's Russian standard and it works out. And well, here we are. You can see I am having trouble to find my own little weak spot on the enemy object. But here we have the IS-7, which is simply rushing forward, showing us his lower plate, and we can penetrate him. And right now we are a huge nuisance for the enemy. Sadly enough, we get hit by the artillery. But if we stay really hold down and don't expose our side to the 907 there, we are golden. There's nothing else to say, we are golden. And here you can see, the accuracy on the move is not too shabby. Plus the aim time is, as already pointed out, better than the one on the 1-to-1. And here we have it, even easy penetrating the enemy 430 for showing us hit is low or really weakly armored engine deck, which is only 30 millimeters thick, meaning even what was it? The Churchill gun carrier with the Top Gun can penetrate it. Now, I do have to point out though that right now I am loading heat shells. Why exactly? Because let's be honest, that's a type 4 heavy up there. I won't be able to penetrate it. I do not, though, have to retreat now, as we are getting slow but steadily overrun. But yeah, upper front plate, still quite easy for the enemy to bounce on. Now we need to watch out that our WZ-111 5A is not blocking us to death. Yes, 2000 hit points even plays into our hands with being the frontline attacker medium. What this medium, or this 430U, decided to do, I don't know. He showed us a side. We still had, I think, an heat shell left also, so we simply knocked him out. We are going slow but steadily back onto the hill, and oh boy, what is that? It's a Type 5 heavy. I tried to detrack him again. Sadly, I missed, and I hit our WZ-111 5A's gun. That's not too big of a deal, because it didn't look like as I was damaging it. Here we go. I'm detracking the Type 5 heavy so I can finally reload my heat shells. And even though we still have a decent amount of reload time, which is 8.4 seconds, it's still not a big of a deal. Like, we still reload remarkably fast, and we can't permatrack people which have 100% repair crew. But otherwise, it still works splendid. And obviously, if you are standing below somebody, the lower plate with 105mm of armor is no deal, no biggie to penetrate. But look at that, we have 1800 damage blocked, something I could just dream about in my 1-to-1, and 3k damage already dealt, plus 1298 spotted. That's a really great value and would be amazing for a mark of excellence. What I'm doing right now is wait for the IS-7 to shoot, which he did, and giving another nice little heat present. I know I am a heat noob, I still want it. Basically, this heat was solely for the Type 5 heavy. Here we have it, finally he's gone. And yeah, I am now going to preload AP again after the last heat shot, which is in our chamber. Again, we wait for the IS-7 to make his shot. Another shot through the pike nose with 340mm of heat penetration, no big deal. But yeah, we pushed our kill score to 400, and what we are doing right now is a snapshot on the move. Quick and easy, there he goes. And there we have 4 kills, but can we get though the top gun? That would be pretty darn neat, isn't it? With 4k damage on the board. We are now deciding to go back on the hill, as we saw 2 more enemies up here, one of which being the 907 and the other one being the 430U. And obviously we are not done yet. Insert the meme of the washing guy. And yes, can we get a shot into his side? Yes we can, and it is even a high roll for 458 damage, finishing him off, giving us the 5th kill. Now, the only 2 enemies left being an Object 268 version 4 and the 907 we had before. We are deciding, as our, well, gun depression is still lacking its potential, we're deciding to go down and see if we can get some fun out of the 907. Because we have a little bit bigger caliber, and don't ask me how this shot went through the gun of the E4, it simply went, whatever. Even though we because we have such a huge caliber, it helps us a lot with penetrating thinly armored vehicles. We have auto penetration on the Swedish TDs up to tier 10 in the lower plate. And you can see it's getting close, but nope. Through the upper front plate, and the 907 is gunzo. 17 hit points to spare, 5k damage, 6 kills. And yeah, the after game screen greets us with an ace tanker and the Top Gun award. We did not even the highest amount of damage. This was reserved to the Sheridan with 6.1k. I'm honestly surprised how we managed to do that. 6.5k as honorable mention to the 907 of the enemy team. And yeah, 20 shots, 20 hits, 15 penetrations. 5,602 damage, 426 damage sniped, 10 shots received, 5 hits and 5 non-penetration hits. 2,130 damage blocked, 1,795 spotted. in a 5.5 minute game. Man, this game was absolutely astounding. But now let's go to the second game to give you the final wrap up of this tank. And here we are on Karelia in the assault game mode in another 15 versus 15 tier 10 game. And we are spawning on the left side for the attacking team, and we are deciding to immediately rush the crucial J1 position where we can try and go hull down, which could be amazing for us. As we already said, 160mm upper front plate armor is magnificent. And as you can see, we are actually leading the charge. We are not too slow. The WZ 111.5A is slower than us, it looks like, and the T57 as well. Sure, those are heavy tanks, but let's be honest, we're a medium with heavy tank-like armor. Yes, the side armor is not that good. It's only 90 to 60mm thick. It could be better, yes, but let's be honest. The frontal armor is still too magnificent. And what is that? We are facing an enemy 430, and he is hitting our lower plate, which once or already said is 100mm thick. And you can see we have no trouble as well penetrating him as well. Now it's all about the fight, who is being able to out DPM him. Sadly enough, we do twice in a row quite the nasty low rolls, but he's making a super big mistake, showing me his frontal road wheel, and we are able to detrack him, giving another shot before he's finished off by the Super Conqueror. Now the shot into the lower plate of the Jak Panzer 100 simply didn't work out, sadly enough. He is shooting HE back against us. We can make a nice little quick shot into the WZ 111.5A's lower plate. And yeah, right now we do have to see what we can do. At the moment we do have to play from a little bit range, as I'm not wanting to get too close. There is still a stage 2 in the typical D2 camping spot and a Stridswagen 103B. He already hit our tracks, luckily didn't do any damage. So yeah, now we are waiting for the Jak Panzer 100 to show us again his lower plate. He does that, and we are now loading back to heat shells. Well, exactly, as we are able now then to penetrate his, what's it called, his superstructure. Even though it's actually a little bit bad to do by myself, because the lower plate is a bigger target to shoot at rather than the upper front plate. So yeah. We try another shot. Sadly enough, the accuracy is not working in our favor. So we are backing a little bit up, as another HE shell would be nasty. The third shot simply misses as well. Again, the gun is not really meant for such long range encounters. Luckily enough though, as he's hiding his lower plate, we are able to, with the third shot, nail his superstructure for a nice little penetration hit. We're already at 3k damage, roughly 400 spotting, and we are deciding to rush that 430 to get him out of the game. Nice little shot into his side, and he is gone. Sadly enough, he is giving us in return a 467 HP damaging shot. Now, what I can't do is simply rush forward, but what I can do is hiding behind that bush and even blind shoot the Jak Panzer 100 without being spotted. In the end, yes, I get spotted, but after I shot, that is actually miraculous. Like, this is amazing for such a heavily armored medium tank to have still good camouflage value. Because I don't think that I was able to kill the commander of the Jak Panzer 100. Here I tried to do my luck onto the 705A's side armor, as it is not as strong. But look at that, we have autopen on the Stridswagen in the middle section and on the lower plate, so no biggie getting this guy out of the game. Now we need to look, what can we do? We are cornered, there are still some big tanks left which could win us the game. We are 6 and 8, and well, sadly enough, we already wasted a lot of our hit points. I missed that shot, the Badger is giving us one in return, gets killed by the TVP, and we bounce his heat shot. Now, what can we do? Now, what can we do right now? I'm deciding to drive steadily backwards, as hitting the 430U or pushing into the 430U and the stage 2 could be devastating for me. So I'm trying to have a look at our rear so we are not getting flanked too easily. And here again you can see on flat surfaces 45 to 50 kilometers per hour speed is totally manageable. The 705A is again able to show us his side. We are getting some spots onto the T125, which is also neato, but now this, the 705 is again gone. But oh, what's that? A 50B and a full HP 705A. So, dang. And is it full HP? Yeah, 2000 HP. That's almost full. Now I'm trying my luck with a blind shot. Sadly enough, you could see the effects. It didn't hit. And yeah, now what? Now what? The 705A in the middle is again making a move. Can we do a shot into his side? Yes, we can for 432 damage. And well, now we are a little bit cornered. There's a 430 youuuu incoming, full HP, 705 with 1300 HP. The 430 youuuu back there, and yes. My last chance, or my last desperate try to do right now is to go and get the 705s back. Because right now he is really darn focused onto our Super Conqueror and our Jack Panzer 100. So maybe, just maybe, we are able to get onto his side. And you can see again, mobility wise this tank is not lacking it at all. Sadly enough, we get spotted and we then were able to get another shot into him. Now what, can we outplay the 705A with 1100 hit points? Those are still 3 shots while we are a 1-shot for his 650 damage gun. I try to make a little move. Nope, I can forget to penetrate those flanks. Those flanks are really strongly armored. I need to hit the upper side armor. And yes, even my desperate snapshot attempts are not having any fruits. And we died to the hash shell of the FV4005 stage 2. And we sadly lost the game. Nevertheless, we dealt 4678 damage, we did 1 kill, and we did more damage than anybody in the whole game, which is nice. 22 shots, 14 hit, 11 penetration, 4600 damage as you already said, and 1200 sniped. 1300 blocked only this time, and 1000 spotted. Overall, in conclusion, I think the tank is wonderful, it's fun to play, it's really strong, I think, and I'm certainly seeing this tank being used in Clan Wars. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the preview, and I'll talk to you all later.